beautiful. How are you doing today? Do you ever feel like something's missing in your life? Or like you missed something in your life? In my last video, where I talked about finding a reason to live, I mentioned how many of us, as we get older, really struggle to find a solid reason to get up in the morning, particularly if we're alone. We find ourselves wondering a lot, so what's the point? And because everybody else doesn't seem to be going through this, we often think something must be wrong with us. We must be broken and need to fix ourselves. Then we jump into the never-ending loop of healing. We get onto that hamster wheel and we stay. In the comments of that video, someone asked me, why is it that now that I'm in my 60s, all these thoughts about finding a reason to live or finding a purpose flooding me? As I mentioned then, there are several reasons that we feel even more deeply as highly sensitive, and even more so for women with menopause, when our entire body is having an existential crisis and asking itself, so what exactly am I here for? But today, I want to bring in another layer that I think in many ways is at the source, like the origin of all our pain, malaise, depression, and lostness we may be feeling. Something that's more primordial than what happened to us, than our traumas, or what society did to us. At 60 or around there, when there's this emptying and transitioning happening at the same time, and kind of a drop in society's expectations of us, there is something else that rises inside a woman. And when it does, we get the gnawing feeling like we forgot something important and that time is running out to find it. It feels like the last call of something, and that if we miss out, it's going to be too late. And we're not making this up. And that's what makes it so disturbing. A part of us knows this is real. This makes us feel like there's something stuck in our throat. Like there's a thing burning a hole in our gut and squeezing our heart. Something powerful and vaguely familiar that is now refusing to be ignored. Do you feel that? You can't quite put your finger on it, and it's like driving you crazy. It's like something's at the tip of your tongue, or like a memory you can't call back, but it just keeps pushing. What is that? That may be the most important thing we can talk about. That thing is a her. It's the wildness inside us, the untamed, pure, fierce you inside you that has been held in a cage most of your life while we were playing our roles and conforming. She is the lioness we've trapped, and right now she's roaring. She wants to spread her mythical wings. But when she tries, they're hitting the bars of the cage and they're bleeding. That's the source of the gut-wrenching pain we feel in our bodies, the torture chamber we feel around our minds, the prison that is stopping our souls from soaring. It's what we've come to call wounds and false beliefs. But what it is her begging us to be set free. Women, my beautiful dear ones, tell me you have never felt her, never felt that wild magic thing inside you. Never longed to bring her out or imagine what life would be like with her by your side or leading your life. When I mentioned her to my 90-year-old mother, she said she heard her too. I truly believe this separation has a lot to do with this restlessness and pain we're feeling right now. It's almost like we're grieving something we can't remember. It's her plea we're hearing. Having her trapped inside is what is making us sad and hurt and lost. And in order to feel that sense of wholeness that we seek, of freedom, of purpose, of meaning, I have come to believe we have to start with her. And once we see that and feel that, we understand that our goal is not to fix ourselves, but to free her. It occurred to me that fixing ourselves endlessly, focusing on healing, on our false beliefs, our traumas, actually keeps us small and obedient. It's almost a distraction from us finding our power because it keeps us focused on the part of us that we've lived with all our lives. The part of us that was separate from her. Do you see it too? When I think of healing, I go inward and contract and kind of shrink myself into that moment or feeling or event. I shrink myself into the smallness I felt. The truth is that maybe we were never really seeking healing, and that what we've been searching all along was freedom. What we need to do now is shift from healing, which focuses on our separate self, to releasing and liberating her. And that's what can propel us and expand us into something new that we have never known before, but that we long for in the deepest, deepest corners of our being. We change the game when we stop believing the lie that we have to fix everything about ourselves before we can start living freely. We need to liberate the part of us that is already free. And I bet that she doesn't deal with existential crisis or get stuck in a healing loop. You're probably feeling it, aren't you? Feeling her? When I speak these words, I know I sure do. But of course, it takes more than being moved by a passionate plea to set her free. But it's also how we start. That spark you're feeling, that's your awakening to her. Now we've turned on a remembrance, and we can choose to deepen it. Just now, if we stop for a minute, let's do it. Take a slow breath. Evoke her. Right away, she starts to feel familiar. Like, I always knew you were there. It's an amazing feeling, right? I want that reunion. I want to live with her, as her. But for that to happen, for her to come forth, there's something not so easy that needs to happen first. There is a part of us that needs to die in order for her to be born into our lives. If it doesn't, then our lives will continue as they have until now, with the I we know that's kept her locked away all our lives. But there's good news. This is what women do. It's in our DNA, in our body, in our cosmic feminine. We birth and create new life. So we got this. And now that our bodies are done with their purpose of creating life in our womb, we can use that energetic blueprint of birthing to bring our most radiant self into our lives. Okay, but how do we do this? Well, as far as the part that has to die, it really is a matter of willingness to let go of who we've been, who we've believed ourselves to be. And I think most of us are on that journey. So, yay, we're right on track. So, we haven't wasted our time doing all that healing work. Nobody told us, but we've been getting ready for the juicy part, freeing her. How do we do that? There actually isn't much out there that talks about it. What is out there is often too out there for many of us to dare to go there. These inner goddess circle and witchiness rituals, they can feel a little too woo-woo for many of us. Although, if I'm honest, I'll admit to being a little envious of these women who flit around in their flowing dresses, shoulders back, knowing smiles on their face, walking like they own the world. They sure look like they're onto something though, don't they? Do you ever secretly think, I want some of what they're having? I know I'm guilty of finding them too much sometimes. Like, who do they think they are? But that's ending now. I want to learn rather than judge what I'm probably afraid of. Now, until we find that confidence, until we put on these dresses, I've got some tips on how to start reconnecting with our radiant self. 1, give yourself permission to feel her, acknowledge her, praise her, invite her, dream as her, imagine her, call her forth. Practice taking her along with you in your daily life. Walk with her. Get to know her. Build a relationship. Build trust, both ways. She needs to trust you, as much as you need to start trusting her. 2, go play with the wildies. Go to wilderness if you can. This is my number one absolute prime cut to feed this winged lioness. When I'm in the wild, she rises, and I feel her power and her fierce and loving nature. When coyotes are circling me, literally, she is in raptures, and my whole body quivers with joy. So go to the wilderness. Go play with the wildies. 3, dance. Our body needs expression, not just regulation. Regulation is controlled. Dancing is freeing. When we dance without reservation, she can come out. So do it in private. You know the saying, dance like nobody's watching. 4, create. She is a creative being. Call upon her when you draw, paint, collect seashells, invent a recipe, make music, sing. Creativity is one of her languages. And 5, take pleasure. The pleasures of this world, of the body, of the eyes, of the heart, delight her. I think of her as a succulent goddess. I've experienced her a little bit before, and I want more. When the wind brushes against your skin, when water runs along your body, when a butterfly lands on you, when a flower tickles your nose, when you make love, bring her forth. Before I give you my final thoughts, there is one more way to reconnect with your magnificence, and it's to join any circle. It's my private online community for sensitive women, and in there we all honor both the lioness and the bubble bath. And right now there is magic brewing in there. I can feel it. Something's happening. So with all my heart, I invite you to come and contribute to and witness what's birthing in there. And because I wanted as many of us magnificent in the making women to gather as possible, it's only $11 a month. And on June 1st, we begin the Because I Love Myself 28-day project. It's included inside the circle, where we're going to experiment caring for ourselves out of love rather than maintenance out of deficit. Okay, final thoughts. Here's what I'd like us to remember from this transmission. We are forces of nature. We were never meant to be tamed. And now we're remembering. We were never that tame thing that had to be handled delicately. This is only what society made us believe. I bet all of you listening know there is nothing tamed about you. So let's take that to heart and remember that our goal is not to fix ourselves, but to be free. And free isn't about doing anything we want. Free means living as her, our radiant self, anytime and anywhere we want. I want to leave you with just a few words I wrote about her. The other day, I caught a glimpse of the magnificent me inside me. In a moment of powerful intimacy, she looked into my eyes, opened her coat, and flashed me. For a second, she revealed herself to me and allowed me to see the colorful patterns and vibrancy of her wondrous, radiant body. It was but a glimpse, but I saw her. I saw her. We got this. I love you.